Snake is sent to rescue Sokolov, but he fails when he learns the boss, his former mentor, is actually defected to the USS Argentina with Colonel Volgan. He is almost killed by once. He returns, he eliminates both and recovers a Philosopher's Legacy stolen by Eva, his companion on his mission, but she is actually a spy for China, but she actually has a fake Philosopher's Legacy. Oslo was actually working for the US and gained admiration for Naked Snake, who was renamed Big Boss. In the end, the whole operation was ruse set up by the government to play innocent in the Cold War, and Snake is pissed his mentor was not actually a traitor. Snake does not trust the US after Operation Snake Eater, so he starts his own mercenary group, Militaire Sans Frontières. He recruits soldiers from around the world and recruits Chico, a child soldier, and Paz, a student advocate for peace. He takes in Huey Emmerich as lead engineer. She is actually a spy from Cypher and thinks he takes down Big Boss with Metal Gear Zeke, but she fails and she is ejected into the sea. Snake learns Paz has been taken in by Camp Omega and is under custody of Cypher, and knowing this, she has dangerous information. He goes in and rescues Paz and Chico. Once saved, Paz reveals she has a bomb inside her, and the medic gets it out in time. When they arrive back at the mother base, Huey said they were going to have a nuclear inspection by the US government, but he actually lied and brought Cypher and they destroyed mother base. When Miller, Boss, the medic, and Paz leave, she reveals there's another bomb and throws herself overboard to sacrifice herself, but it still blows up, injuring Haas, putting Boss and medic in a coma. Boss wakes up from a 9-year-old coma to find everyone is trying to kill him, and a man named Ishmael helps him escape. Ocelot then arrives and helps him regain his strength and health. He rebuilds Mother Base as Diamond Dogs, and learns Skullface is actually helping Snake in the background of Operation Snake Eater. He wants to kill off the world with a language parasite that whoever speaks it will die. He develops a machine with Huey Emmerich called Sahelanthropus. He is killed by his own machine and Boss takes it down. He meets a boy named Eli who hates him because he is his own father. He gains a love interest in Kwai who tried to kill him in the hospital, but after hitting her severe burn scars left her nearly killed, she got surgery where he reflew her skin. Thanks Kojima. Eli escapes Mother Base with the captured Sahelanthropus. Kwai runs away, and when Snake gets bitten by a snake, she reveals how she has the English strain of the parasite and uses her voice to call him a helicopter to save Snake and disappears. Snake tracks down Eli and leaves him for dead after an epic battle with XOF forces and Sahelanthropus that did not make it to the end of the game because Konami fired Kojima and Psychomantis saves him. It is revealed that the Snake we play as is actually a body double, and the real Snake was Ishmael, and Ocelot helped him escape. Now in Venom Snake, he turns Diamond Dog into Outer Heaven and waits for Solid Snake to kill him. Solid Snake, the Young Fox unit agent, is tasked with made and put an end to the Outer Heaven uprising. He is guided by Big Boss on the mission. He then learns from the Big Fox from Outer Heaven is holding a weapon of mass destruction called Metal Gear, and he goes and destroys it. He then learns Big Boss is the leader of Outer Heaven, not the real Big Boss, but Venom Snake. Snake kills him and he escapes Outer Heaven before he self-destructs and retires for now. Solid Snake returns to action to investigate the Zanzibar land disturbance where a new Metal Gear arrives and he goes to destroy it. He learns the real Big Boss is alive and kills him with a makeshift flamethrower. He escapes and retires again. The rogue Foxhound unit operatives let the Liquid Snake take over Shadow Moses Island and threaten to launch a nuke if they did not get the remaining Big Boss. Snake infiltrates Shadow Moses to rescue the president of Armstead, Kenneth Baker, and DARPA chief Donald Anderson. And upon rescue, dies of a heart attack. He rescues Meryl Save the Snake begins a love interest with. He rescues Hal Emmerich, a scientist who developed Metal Gear Rex and becomes friends. However, Ocelot is here and gets his arm cut off by Cyborg Ninja. He discovers and learns that Metal Gear Rex is in the hangar and was tricked into activating it. Gray Fox is revealed to be Cyborg Ninja and sacrifices himself to save Snake. He destroys Metal Gear and fights Liquid Snake to the death. Depending on which ending you get, you either escape with Archon or Meryl. Snake learns he is injected with Fox Dye virus that upon contact with people with the right genes would be infected and killed, but he would succumb to it later. Snake leaves Foxhound and teams with Otacon to form Philanthropy, an organization to stop Metal Gears. He infiltrates a ship that is carrying a new Metal Gear called Metal Gear Ray by the United States Marines. A Russian group also infiltrates the ship led by Revolver Ocelot. Ocelot then steals Metal Gear Ray and leaves, leaving everything including Snake to die. Later, a man named Raiden is tasked with infiltrating Big Shell in order to rescue the hostages taken by the Russian military. He meets Iroquois Pliskin, totally not Snake, who helps him on his mission. He then learns how the United States president is being kept alive to prevent a nuke from going off in the facility. He reveals how the whole facility is a new Metal Gear project and the Patriots were the people controlling the government from the shadows. In order to stop the Patriots' AI, he prevents Emma Emmerich, who helps strike code and destroy the AI. She is killed by a vamp, literally a freaking vampire. Raiden is captured by Solid Snake, who is actually the ex-president and saved Raiden from being a child soldier in the past. He wants to break free from the system being called the Sons of Liberty. Shortly after being caught inside of Arsenal here, it is revealed how the colonel who has been feeding you information was actually an AI, and the AI from Arsenal Gear begins speaking to you and goes insane. Raiden is forced to take down 25 Metal Gear Rays. Keep in mind, Ray was designed to destroy other Metal Gears. In the end, Revolver Ocelot gets possessed through the Liquid Snake's arm and then steals Metal Gear Ray and runs away. After changing course, Arsenal Gear ramps into New York City and Solidus and Raiden are forced to fight. Then the AI gives you the realest and most horrifying speech ever in gaming history and forces you to kill Solidus or you have to die yourself. Solidus is dead and the world is safe. Snake gets called into action again to kill Ocelot. However, a side effect of being a clone is that he rapidly ages, so he's about 80 years old by now. He tracks down Ocelot with the Neural, and right before he kills him, Ocelot activates a device where each person with nanomachines injected will be under his control. He escapes to South America, and Snake follows where he meets Naomi again because she is the one who sent the distract signal. She reveals how he has about 3 months to live and how the virus inside him is mutating, as well as affecting anybody by now. Then he fights with Dredden through waves of mind-controlled soldiers in order to escape South America with Naomi and Otacon. In Eastern Europe, Snake tails a resistance member to locate Big Mama, who is actually Eva. She holds the remains of Big Boss, but they were found by Ocelot's PMCs, and they reveal how his remains were the final key in achieving control of the Sun's Patriot system, where Ocelot would have control of every ID tag and soldier in the world. He burns the body and slaughters everyone. To get a non-ID tagged railgun to fight against him. Also, they go with Shadow Moses to get the railgun by Vamp, and Naomi was actually here earlier. They take control of the Metal Gear Rex, and Raiden comes in and fights Vamp, finally killing him. Naomi reveals how she too had nanomachines holding back her illness, but for some reason deactivates it, finally killing her off. They escape, and Ocelot comes in with a Metal Gear Ray and fight in one of the most epic battles in human history. Ocelot escapes in a modified version of Arsenal Gear called Outer Haven, where he threatens to launch nuke to destroy the Sons of Patriot's AI to take full control of the AI system. They board Outer Haven, and Snake raids the microwave hall as everyone holds their ground in final assault on Ocelot. Snake and Otacon inject the virus that finally destroys AI for good. He passes out from exhaustion and wakes up on the top of Outer Haven and fist fights Ocelot to the death. Before he dies, Ocelot reveals that he was actually not possessed and he was trying to carry out the boss's dream of a nation where soldiers could be free. Snake goes to the Big Boss's grave to kill himself, but Big Boss is actually alive and stops him from killing himself. He confronts Snake as his own son and reveals how he was trying to carry on the boss's will of a perfect world, ultimately failed to come to his own villainy. He brings in Major Zero, his commander, and reveals how he designed the Patriots, and he and Zero were the final members of the Patriots, along with his support crew in Metal Gear Solid 3. He finally deactivates Zero's life support, and Snake's Fox Die kills Big Boss. Snake then finally retires and lives out her days in peace.